Alright guys, we've got a 2007 Big Dog Mastiff Pro Street Softail chopper motorcycle for sale. This bike currently has extremely low 1,740 very well cared for miles. Now this particular bike is equipped with the metallic lime green base paint job, and then you've got a darker green variation of airbrushing of skulls and webs, different things of that sort. Definitely a very, very extensive paint job and is absolutely gorgeous. Now in 2007, Big Dog equipped these bikes with the extremely powerful 1,916 cc, 117 cubic inch S&S V-twin motor. They also equipped the bikes with a 6-speed Baker transmission. You have a right side balanced drive, PM disc brakes, and PM polished billet wheels. They definitely didn't spare any expenses when they built this bike. Now up front you've got a 21-inch rim, and in the rear you've got a 18-inch rim with a gigantic 300mm tire. Definitely gives the bike that classic chopper look. Now the bike does have a couple of aftermarket additions. First off, you've got the rear sissy bar ready struts. What that will allow you to do is to pop out these plugs back here and install a sissy bar, either for a passenger or to put some gear on the sissy bar to bring with you on a day trip. Definitely a nice addition to have. Second off, you've got the passenger pegs. Again, that will allow you to add a pillion pad or a 2-up seat to facilitate that passenger. You have the Vance & Hines big radius pipes. Definitely gives the bike a great look aesthetically, and they sound even better. I did acquire the bike from the original owner. He did work for the railroad company, and so the bike sat in storage a lot, and that's why the bike has such low mileage. I'd rate the bike at a 9.25 out of a 10. Definitely in great shape, but the bike is 10 years old, so you're going to have a few minor wear and tear issues going on. So let's go ahead and do some close-ups for you. First off, you've got that rear Avon tire. It is the original tire, and so I'm going to say you've got approximately 50% of tread remaining. You probably have a little bit more, but with age, you just might want to replace that down the road. Rear fender is in great shape. I can't see any suction cup marks or blemishes to point out, maybe with the exception of some light surf scratches from dusting the bike off. But hopefully you get a better idea of how gorgeous this paint job is. You've got some pearl paint here, so it almost gives you the image of 3D art when you hit the right lighting. So definitely a very, very high level paint job. The polished billet is in fair shape. Could definitely use some elbow grease and some polishing to look better. It's one of those things that you've got to keep up on it. It's not terrible, but it definitely could use a little bit of love. Rear swing arms in good shape. No major blemishes I can point out there. The struts are in really good condition as well. No major blemishes there as well. Big dog solo seat's in really good shape. No major blemishes to point out there. Rear passenger pegs are in pretty decent shape. On the edge, you've got a few little pit marks, nothing crazy, but enough to point out. The Vance & Hines big radius exhaust is in good shape. No major blemishes there. You do have some light surf scratching from dragging your leg across the exhaust from getting on and off the bike, but nothing you want to expect on a bike of this age. Electrical cover is in good shape. No major blemishes to point out there. Gas tank is in really good condition. Probably the only thing I'd point out is you do have a few little scuff marks on the top of the gas cap. I'm assuming that's from being set down on the ground while filling up the motorcycle with gas. Hand controls are in good shape. The billet could use a little bit of polishing to look perfect, but definitely in good shape. Same thing on this side. Motor's in good condition. I'd say there's some light staining on the engine jugs there. Nothing crazy, but enough to point out, and that may be able to be polished out. Rocker box covers are in good condition. Looks like there's some light rust marks in the bolts, in the heads of the bolts, probably just from getting some moisture on them and not being wiped off immediately. Same thing over here. Front forward control is in decent shape. You can tell there's a little bit of oxidation in between the rubber. Again, this is just from the lack of being polished. And so I think if you got at it, I think it could look quite a bit better, but just want to point that out. Mirrors are in pretty decent shape. You've got some bug marks, nothing too crazy. Handlebars are in good shape. Down tubes of the front of the frame are in good condition. No major blemishes, maybe I'd say 3 to 4 light rock chips. Very, very minor. So let's see if we can get some close-ups here. Underneath of the frame has some light scrapes. These bikes sit so low to the ground, it's dang near impossible to prevent them from scraping at one time and point. It's not bad, but I just want to point that out. Triple trees and front forks are in good condition. No major blemishes there. Chrome is in good shape. Front fender's in good condition. You've got, almost looks like some tar here that's flipped up. I'm going to try to get that off once I get back to the garage. But I'm assuming some of this will polish out. Other than that, only blemish I could probably point out is there's one pin-tipped size chip right there. But everywhere else is in really good condition. Polished billet on the front wheels in good shape. Again, could use a little bit of polishing to look better, but you can tell who's ever owned it prior to me has taken the time to polish it once in a while, so that's definitely a good thing. Headlights in good condition, no major blemishes there. Top of the front fender is in good shape. No major blemishes to point out there. Front tire, I'm going to say your front Avon tire is going to have approximately 50% of tread remaining. I'm assuming this is the original tire as well. Polish built on the sides in fair shape. Again, could use a little bit of elbow grease to look better. The brake rotor is same scenario. Fork on the sides in good shape. No major blemishes to point out. Gas tank on the sides in good condition. You can get a close up there. I don't know if that sun is blinding you or not, but we'll try to do our best. Front board control here is the same situation as the other side. Could use some polishing in between the rubber to look better, but definitely not salvageable kind of thing. So motor's in decent shape again. Some light staining on the engine jugs. Again, this could potentially be polished out, but just want to point out as much as possible. Electrical cover's in good shape. Primary cover's in good shape, no major blemishes there. Kickstand's in decent shape. You do have some chipping chrome just from the kickstand going back and forth. You've got a little bit of rust mark here. Nothing crazy, but again, just want to point out as much as possible. Clevis bars are in decent shape. Again, the edge of this rear passenger peg, you've got probably, I'd say, 4 to 5 pit marks. It's been a Utah bike, so I just don't understand how that's happened, but because there's not any really other rust issues on the bike. But again, just want to point out as much as possible. License plate holders in fair shape. No major blemishes there, with the exception of some light surface scratches from being dusted off. Swing arms in good shape. Polish built on the rear wheel, again, is in decent shape, but could use some polishing. Rear brake rotor could use some polishing as well. So hopefully that gives you a little bit better idea of the condition of the bike aesthetically. Let's go ahead and fire it up for you. So there you have it. Definitely shows the bike runs extremely well. Rides even better. Definitely a blast to ride. Definitely a very nice bike. It's getting harder and harder to find these low mileage big dog motorcycles, so definitely a plus. If you guys do have any other additional questions, definitely don't hesitate to give me a phone call. My direct line is 801-564-0629. Again, that's 801-564-0629. Another great way to contact me is via email. I'd also suggest subscribing to our YouTube channel. You can also hop over to our direct website, which is www.utahchopper.com. That way you can track all of our inventory. Definitely appreciate your time, and also look forward to the possibility of working with you. Thank you so much.